Hi everyone, this is Reverend Libby, and I'm spending some time in the church today. You can see our nave behind me, the altar and the candles and the flowers. I love this sacred space, and I'm glad to be here to prepare for you today. Before we begin our story, let's get ready, which is always so important. Wherever you are, I invite you to sit yourself down. Might be on a couch, or a kitchen chair, or right on the floor. But wherever you are, sit down, put your hands quietly into your lap, and then close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Now open your eyes. I am ready to tell this story, and I hope you are ready to hear and enjoy it. Let's begin. For years, the people had been slaves in Egypt, but now they were free and on their way to a new home. Moses was their leader, and Moses' brother, Aaron, was his helper. I wonder if you remember our story about baby Moses, how his mother hid him in the bulrushes because she was afraid that Pharaoh's soldiers would come and steal him away. Instead, Pharaoh's daughter found him and loved him and raised him as her own son in the fancy palace of the Pharaoh. When Moses grew up, God called upon Moses to lead the people out of Egypt. Moses was shy and afraid, so he asked God if there was someone else who could do that work. God said, "No, Moses, I call you to that important work, but you can take your brother Aaron with you." It's always good to have a partner. Do you remember the next part of our story, where the people left Egypt but came up against the Red Sea and weren't sure what to do? God parted the waters of the Red Sea so that there was dry ground, and the people walked through to the other side, all the way to Mount Sinai. Last week, Dr. Bridgewater shared the wonderful story of the 10 best ways. When the people were staying near Mount Sinai, Moses went up the mountain, and God gave him this great gift. It was the gift about how to live in the 10 best ways. That's where our story continues today. To get to their new home, the people had to walk many miles across the desert. After a few days of travel, they were very thirsty. The only water they found tasted so bitter that they could not even drink it. The thirsty people began to complain. They remembered the good things about their life in Egypt and forgot about the way Pharaoh had mistreated them. So they began complaining to Moses and said they wanted to go back to Egypt. Moses prayed to God about this, and Moses asked God to help the people. God answered Moses' prayer. He gave Moses a piece of wood and told him to touch the bitter water with it. When Moses touched the rod to the water changed from bitter to sweet, just as God promised. Now there was plenty of water for everyone. God continued to take care of the people on their journey. During the day, God placed a pillar of cloud in front of them so that they would know the correct way to go. And at night, it was a pillar of fire. Even though the people were in the desert, God led them to other places where there was plenty of water to drink. On and on they went, day after day, year after year, in the desert. Later, the people arrived in a new place in the desert. They had plenty of good water to drink, but soon all of their food was gone, and the people again began to doubt God. They complained to Moses and his brother Aaron, and again told Moses that their life had been better back in Egypt and they wanted to go back. But God never, ever forgot the people. God told Moses that food was about to rain down out of heaven. And just as it was promised, that's what happened. Every night, a great flock of quail birds would fly into the camp, and the people would gather them and eat them. There were so many quail who came to the camp, and there was plenty of food for the people to eat. Each morning, when the people woke up, they found white flakes, little wafers that covered the ground, and they called these flakes manna. Every day, the people gathered the quail and took the manna home to make bread. And God told the people only to gather enough to feed their family. It was a miracle. God set aside the seventh day of each week and said that no manna would fall on the ground on that seventh day. Instead, the people should gather enough manna the day before and bake it into bread, so that on the seventh day, everyone could take a rest and honor God. It was a holy day set apart. I wonder if you remember that keeping the Sabbath is one of the 10 best ways that God gave to Moses. A very important part of our story is the message that God always takes care of our needs. He didn't always do what the people wanted, but God always did what the people needed. Our stories from both the old and the new parts of our Holy Bible share that message over and over and over again. We hear that God will meet all of our needs. I wonder, which part of this story was the best? Which part of this story for you was the most important? I wonder how you will keep the Sabbath, the day of rest, this coming week. And I wonder if you will choose to tell this story to someone else. I hope so. Blessings and prayers, my friends at Holy Nativity School. May God bless you. Have a great day.